Hi! I have decided today to propagate one of my plants in hopes that I can restore some variegation. Here I have my Albo Syngonium, or Syngonium albo, however you say it. And it has currently given me 3 new leaves, and none of them have any variegation on them, so I think it's reverting. It also has spider mites. I know it was very happy. I just repotted it, and it was so happy when I repotted it that it gave me these new leaves. But they weren't the cute white speckled leaves that I wanted. So that's why today I have decided to propagate it, just completely chop it up, and hopefully that will encourage some more variegation. I've never really done this before. I'm not quite sure of the science behind it, but we are just going to try it and we're going to see what happens. So let's just dive right into it. I have my handy dandy cardboard here to help me out. Oh wow, look at those roots. This plant was very happy in here, and it has an awesome root system, so I don't want to destroy the roots that it already has. I just want to chop it in some spots, and then the ones that I do chop off, I'm going to see if I can. Does that make sense? Like if I keep this bottom leaf here, I'm going to replant this whole thing, and then hopefully it'll sprout some variegation for me. But some of these other ones I think I'm just going to put in water, like this bottom one right here. I wanted to chop it off and see what would happen. But there are roots. So the reason I decided to take it out of the soil is because if you look down here, there's this stem right here is a variegated leaf, but then above that are roots that were growing in the soil. So I wouldn't be able to make this chop if that wasn't there. So that is where I want to make the cut. So it will just be this leaf that's left. Let me see how this goes. Ooh. Maybe to be safe, I'll actually just cut it right there. Okay, there's our little propagation. As you can tell, this one little leaf is variegated. And so hopefully by making this cut, it'll promote this other plant to sprout some more variegation. We'll see. And then we're going to make a cut on this one as well. Right here in between those two nodes. Yep, right there. See, this guy already has his own little, not so little, pretty big root system. So we'll be able to take him and we'll put him elsewhere. Look at those roots. What? Freaking crazy. So these two I am just going to put back into the soil. I'm just going to pot them up with the same soil and we'll see what kind of growth they give. Probably shouldn't have dumped the soil out, but I did it, so we're just going to roll with it. And yeah, this guy already also has a bunch of roots, so I might just leave him in the soil as well. Just because I really don't see a point in, I didn't know the roots were gonna, like, look at this. I did not know they were gonna be this big. I did not expect that, honestly. So I think what I'll do is I'll just pot it back in as well. But I am feeling a little scissor happy. Maybe no, maybe, I don't know. Because this leaf is variegated. So I'm thinking of making another chop here. We'll do it, we're doing it. And yeah, so I made another chop. Now that the airplanes have all passed, I am going to just pot this guy back up and let him recover from all that trauma I just gave him. I was really hoping to make more of a cut with this leaf and just be able to propagate this one by itself. But this plant has some really good roots, so I don't think that we'll be needing to do that. Again, I recognize I probably did not need to take it out and look at those roots, but I didn't know that it was so rooted in some spots. So I'll just go ahead and back. Welcome to the life of a plant parent. Does this make anyone uncomfortable? It used to make me uncomfortable. I used to hate having like dirt under my nails and getting my fingers dirty. But recently I've really just kind of gotten over that. I should probably use like a shovel or something, but I don't really have one. So this is what we go with. Alrighty. No matter how clean you try to be when you're repotting or propagating, not really propagating because making it kind of easy, but when you're propagating, when you are repotting or playing with the soil, no matter how clean you try to be, it'll always be a mess. So just a heads up. So I don't want to bury the points where I covered or where I cut in soil. We don't want those to we don't want them to rot in the soil. So I'm just gonna make sure that those points are sticking out as to not cause any rot to happen. So here's my very sad 4-leaf Albo Syngonium after we cut it. And then these other ones we're going to put together in some water. I think we're gonna put it in this jar here. I did want to show you guys this. I did purchase Super Thrive. I know my hands are like disgusting right now. That soil was a little wet, so just roll with it. I did purchase Super Thrive and I wanted to try it with propagating. So in this cup, I don't have a dropper. I just use like a straw that we don't use. And I give it just a little bit so that I can put just like, that was a bit more than a drop. That's quite a bit. Dump that out as much as we can. Well, see what happens. Then we're just gonna mix that in with a bunch of water. Really try to water that down because I put a lot in there. And then I'm just gonna take my 2 cuttings, plop them in there. This jar used to house some perlite propagation, so that's just what that white stuff is. It's just like residue from perlite, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah, we will just let these sit in a nice sunny spot. Hopefully maybe these will produce some variegated leaves, maybe they won't. It'll still be cute, but hopefully the mother plant will produce some variegated leaves for us. Thanks for joining me on my very messy propagation, and I'll keep you all updated. I'm gonna go clean up. Bye! Okay, and here is the plant several weeks later. This is a new leaf. Look at all of that variegation. It did shoot out this leaf that is fully green, but I'm not too worried about it. That leaf is new, and this one was the first new leaf after the chop to come out. And look how pretty that is. So when you see your plant is reverting, go ahead and chop it and you'll get more variegation. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a good day.